Welcome back, guys. Today is episode 8, our final episode for Kamigawa, unless for some reason we decide to stick around. Of course, our characters can kind of do whatever they want, but we did kind of set up these seasons where we're going to explore all the different planes, so likely this will probably be our last episode. As always, we have Covertgoblue, Covertgogina, and Airball as our players. There will be some info down below with their names so you guys can find them in their other content. We have MoxRuby or Ruben Bresler as our DM. And we also have our sponsor for this season, which was Cool Stuff Inc. Make sure you guys use the code and link down below to support our content and help us create more D&D episodes for you. All right, so let's not do too much recap. This is, we got a lot going on, but I will let Ruben kind of tell us where we finished off so we can move forward from here.
Right. So our heroes, who are Airball is playing Airball, who is a Warforged Artificer. CGB is playing Varian Despair, a human rogue. Gina is playing Bianca, a Leonin Circle of the Land druid. And I'm sorry, Circle of the Moon druid. You're a moon druid. That's right. And of course, Nerdgirl is playing Jen, who is a human paladin. And they are plane jumpers, beings who have a potential of becoming planeswalkers. They have the spark, but it has not been ignited yet. However, they've been identified as people with sort of a bridge point between planeswalkers and regular people to be able to handle things that perhaps the planeswalkers themselves don't necessarily have the capacity. Oh, you have the potential to become planeswalkers. But your sparks have not been ignited. So you currently have been identified as beings who can do sort of odd jobs necessary for the planeswalkers, who are you all are have been selected and identified as such. One such job took you to Kamigawa, where the Wanderer, the Wandering Emperor, asked you to track down a very dangerous fugitive named Greasefang. You did so, but unfortunately, or fortunately, you weren't the only ones looking for him. You just happened to be the first ones to get him. And so you now have Greasefang, who is the most wanted person, it seems, in all of Kamigawa, and you've taken them to Otwara, the Skyward City, and more specifically, Oboro, the Palace in the Clouds, which is sort of a protected monastery, temple, and palace. While in here, you are safe. And so the Kaito Shizuki, the planeswalker ninja who you parlayed with here, who brought you into the palace, and the fellow operators of the monastery, which is, of course, the Monastery of Key Words, are allowing you to stay here for as long as you so choose, which means you may take a long rest. Now, if you take a long rest, and you can't necessarily be like scryed upon, but people knew you were coming here. So as soon as you try to leave, people are going to know where you are, so they're going to be able to start chasing you. Your goal, as far as I'm aware, and I don't think you're changing your plan, but correct me if I'm wrong, is to bring you made a simulacrum, a fake body of Greasefang, and you have that in your possession. The ninjas of the Thousand Faces helped you make this fake prop. You're going to bring that to Iganjo. What are you doing with Greasefang, the actual Greasefang?
So my understanding is that we are going to be taking Greasefang to New Capenna to get him off of this plane and stop him from being a huge pain in everyone's butt, and also possibly winning me some brownie points with my boss of Nixilis. But again, I am not going to force that issue should someone else have a better idea or feel conflicted about this.
Go on.
Anybody feeling conflicted?
No conflicts here.
I don't have a better idea.
Okay.
So Kaito Shizuki, who is still here, and his companion Himoto will chime in at this point and say, so your plan is to bring Greasefang to this other plane, which I support. I think this is a good idea. How are you planning on doing that? Because, I mean, I could theoretically smuggle you to Capenna, or smuggle Greasefang specifically, but it would require one of the planeswalkers of the plane to transport you.
I might have misunderstood. I thought I had the capability of going back to Capenna myself. So maybe we do need a new plan.
Well, it's not that you need... you sort of just need to pick an avenue, I suppose. If you are... I like the plan. I think the plan is solid. If you go back to the Emperor and say, here is the body of Greasefang, and the Emperor says, excellent, good job, everyone. I'll send you on to your next job. And then you say, I would like to go back to Capenna, then maybe she will do that. I think she will do that. That actually sounds like a reasonable thing.
Wouldn't she also have to send Greasefang there too? She would know that we had him still?
Right. So you would have to...
Is there perhaps some other planeswalker who could help us? Perhaps named Kaito?
I mean, I have the capability of doing so. I suppose I could come with you to the Emperor. I don't have the capability of sending you on your way from here. The Wandering Emperor has much more resources than I do for transporting non-planeswalkers. I could, however, take Greasefang, I think. I think I could smuggle just Greasefang, if I needed to, into this new plane. But I would need to... I don't think I've ever been to Capenna, so this would require someone who has been there, which requires Jen. So one plan is to show up and come clean, right? One plan is, look, we have this body, but we need to get Greasefang off the plane. This body is for you. And then and then you try to convince the Emperor. Another plan is you show up and you keep Greasefang hidden and you say, all right, job done. And then she opens a doorway and then Greasefang in a bag or something comes with you to Capenna. Or we skip a Ganjo entirely and I try to get you to... it's a really bad idea, but I do have another guy that I know who could sneak you off of the plane and has the capability. Deals with him, though, are not so great.
Bad ideas are our bread and butter. Who is it?
He's named Tezzeret. He is an artificing man, has a metal arm. He would be up for bad ideas as well. You do not necessarily want to get in bed with this person, because he has some powerful friends as well. I tried to keep him at arm's reach myself, but it seems as if you are, for some reason, not wanting to deal with the Emperor specifically. So, I don't really care why. I'm just leaving that up to your business.
So I like two plans. There's the possibility where some of us can go and turn in the body and say that, you know, the other people left or they died or whatever, but the job is done. While myself and whoever else wants to go to Capenna can smuggle Greasefang with Tezzeret or with Kaito. Or I also kind of like the idea of just coming clean to the Emperor, because I do think this is a really solid idea that does benefit the Emperor.
And if she says no?
Well, then she gets to
take the money and run.
She gets to keep Greasefang, and you know, we didn't get to do anything special with him, but that's totally fine.
I will say that if we get into the room and she says no, I may be able to just open the door myself from there. Sneak you out. It'd be a bit of a problem for me with the Emperor, but I am compelled by your argument. I don't know if the Emperor will be compelled by your argument. She is kind of aloof, very tough to read.
If not all of us are going to Capenna, then it seems like a bad idea to antagonize the Emperor if the rest of us are stuck in Kamigawa.
I mean, worst comes to worst, I can shunt you out of this plane in a pinch.
Okay. What do you think, Bianca?
I'm on board with coming clean to the Emperor and just seeing what she has to say.
Varian?
My inner heart goes pitter-patter for meeting Tezzeret.
He's a dangerous man. I'm sure that if you want to meet him, you can meet him someday.
I mean, White Hat is literally the Emperor, but I got a little...
Varian, we can set up a meet and greet later. Let's do our job.
You never know when you need a connection.
I mean, he is a fellow planeswalker. You are plane jumpers. If you wish to communicate with him, it is possible to do so. Mostly they contact groups as opposed to the groups contacting them, but it is a possibility.
I mean, I think our plan of talk to Emperor, and if Emperor says no, Kaido gives us the bailout is a better plan.
Okay. If that's
right.
if that's what we want to do, I'm all for it. Let's make our way there. We do have some health issues and some resting issues. If we rest, it'll give people time to catch up to us and find us here and intercept us on our way to the Emperor. But if we don't, then we have a better chance of escaping anyone's notice. I've got some potions left. But I know that Bianca is out of like spell slots and stuff. So do you guys want to rest?
Yeah,
I hear the game's more fun with spells.
Right. I feel like if you are out of spell slots, then you need to rest.
Okay. Then let's rest, and then we will head over to the Emperor.
Okay, so this is somewhere on the page.
Yeah, top middle, there's like a short rest, long rest option.
Oh no, it logged me out. I have to remember how to log in. Which service to use.
Does the long rest reset our hit points as well?
I believe so, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because I was at 1. That was pretty grim.
All right.
Yeah,
that was
resets
easy.
your hit points. So a long rest. Just doing some 101 while my Discord behaves strangely. It'll reset your hit points. It'll remove 1 level of exhaustion if you have a level of exhaustion, which none of you do. It resets your hit points, and it gives you back half of your hit dice rounded up. When you take a short rest, you use hit dice.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure if you just hit the long rest, you accept, and it will clear all of your stuff, give you back all your spell slots, and everything should be good. So now that we have done that, let's head out. I think we should probably leave. The mech has exploded, so we need to get into the car. I don't think we will all fit. There's what? 6 of us now?
I guess so, but I mean, it's the mystery machine. Probably got so much space.
I think we've lost our DM again.
All right.
It's probably bigger on the inside.
I'm also pretty sure that you can crew vehicles with as many creatures as you want to.
This is true. I've heard.
What kind of vehicle do we have again? It's a
You have a mystery machine. It's a Surge Hacker mech.
Surge Hacker. Okay.
Oh yeah. I've even forgotten.
The armor class of your vehicle, I don't know if my camera's working anymore. The armor class of your vehicle is 15, and it has 100 hit points.
That's a lot. Yeah, I mean...
It is a truck.
Are we all going to fit in it, or does Kaito have his own way there?
Nope, you'll all fit in it.
Okay, then we're good to go. Let's go.
Great.
I'll drive.
I don't know if my camera's working. Hold on.
It's not, but that's okay.
I'm trying to make my computer work, please. So you are able to get into the vehicle, and you are able to. I'm just going to turn my camera to this. Sorry. You're able to load up into the mystery machine and get ready to go. As we prepare to go, though, I'm interested in a couple of things. One is there's a couple of ways for you to get to Aiganjo from Otwara. You can travel straight through, which would take you through Tawashi, the main city, which would be through a urban center with lots of vehicles and roads, but also a lot of people. There are other ways around. You could take Takanuma. Takanuma is a swampy sort of bayou area. It is murky and mired, so movement is lessened, but there are significantly fewer people. There are, however, other entities that aren't necessarily people who may want Greasefang. Another option is Araba. The Araba Plains are a wide open savanna of that would lead directly to Aiganjo. Pretty open, mostly farmland, but it is extremely visible. So while you would be able to reach top speeds there, people can see you coming from a mile away. These are some of the options that you have. In addition, I would ask you, Magic the Gathering players, who on Kamigawa do you think would want to get Greasefang?
We know Shigeki wants him.
We do know that.
Shigeki gave us the ability to like deal with him, so he said that he trusted us to make that happen thanks to Bianca's Dory bear sounds, which was quite lovely. Who else would want Greasefang? I think it's we already had a run-in with the ink guy, which we outpaced, so he's probably still looking for us. I imagine that would be one of the first contenders to cut us off.
I don't know for sure if they'd want Greasefang, but there's a lot of famous dragons on this plane.
Tell me, give me a compelling reason why one of the dragons might want Greasefang. What do you think?
Well, they really like treasure, and maybe one of his rides is like Fast and the Furious levels of shiny.
I love that. Okay.
Like Ao the Dawn Sky in particular can kind of, the dies trigger can dig up all kinds of vehicles.
Great.
Okay.
I love it.
Love it.
Anybody else?
Oh, there's this praetor that I've heard of, Jin Gitaxis, who is I don't know why he'd want Greasefang, but he just seems to have it out for me.
Well,
we did see that Phyrexian oil earlier in the campaign too.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. We saw that Greasefang was dealing with Phyrexian oil.
That's right.
So maybe he stole it from them, or he's supplying them, bringing in goods from New Phyrexia to give to Jin. Scary.
Either way, those are some good options. Thank you for helping me build this combat. What do you think you want to do? Do you want to go speed? Do you want to go stealth? Do you want to go shortest route? Do you want to go in another way that I have not mentioned? Everything in Kamigawa that exists within the lore is available to you.
Oh, man.
I am inclined to choose the stealth route because we are all together this time.
Do we think Takanu is actually more stealthy? Like, yeah, there are more people on the main drive, but most of them don't care about Greasefang, and it sounds like there's a lot of people who do care about Greasefang in Takanuma.
Sorry, I almost died. I swallowed my coffee down the wrong side. I was either thinking the stealthy version or the wide open plane where we can really book it. if we can't hide from them, we should probably make it so they can't catch us is like the two options. I don't know if like a busy highway with a bunch of pedestrians is the best idea.
I think a wide open plain is a good way for a dragon to find us.
Yeah, I think it's very unlikely the dragon wants us. Greasefang is pretty small.
I think a dark undercity, though, is kind of a place for all kinds of riffraff to be looking. But I don't know. It's a tough choice.
Channel our way through Takanuma.
Yes. I suppose we should channel our way through the dark, nasty, abandoned mire. Just gives me kind of those, what is it, the Dead Marsh Lord of the Rings vibes.
Yeah. Okay, so if you are going to take the abandoned mire of Takanuma, which is the site of a long, long ago battle at this point, maybe 2,000 years ago, during the events of the first block of Kamigawa, one of the major battles of the Spirit Kami War took place in Takanuma. Now it is much less populated by living mortal flesh beings. It is not going to be dark, but it is going to be dingy, and so it will have lessened visibility. As you are in a vehicle, your vehicle is able to move through the swamp, but it is going to move at a decreased capacity. Fortunately, everything that moves with legs or wheels through the swamp will also be moving with a decreased capacity. And it is much more easy to hide in the swamp, what with the mists and trees and even under water in the deeper parts, if you so choose.
Okay.
So you are able to take off from Obero if you are ready to go. Greasefang puts on a seatbelt and like gets all situated and says, "I mean, this sounds terrible. I know that everybody's after me, but I really appreciate you guys trying to bring me to justice, we'll say. And this is going to be a fun time. I'm really enjoying getting to know you all."
All right.
He seems legit hyped for Capenna. Is that what you're telling us?
I mean, literally, so many people on this plane want me dead. Nobody in this other place knows who I am. There's rat people there, though, right?
Yeah,
Sure.
So many rats.
Okay, great, perfect.
Of a kind.
I'll fit right in.
Besides, I hear you're into cats anyway.
Ooh, I am into cats. Wink.
There's a few.
Kaito will post up in the back as well with Greasefang and make sure that the body is secured. Who is going to drive?
Me.
Who's going to sit shotgun? Jen's going to drive.
Let's put the Relp, the thing that speaks to Relp airball in the shotgun for the Navi.
I can do that.
Seems right. All right.
Relp pops up on a little dashboard screen and says, "Relo, where would you like to go today?"
We're going to Takanuma.
Calculating fastest route. And you're able to take off. Go ahead and... So first of all, getting down to Takanuma, you can book it down there. The visibility from the Sky City down to the ground level is going to be perfectly fine. Go ahead and make... If you're just speeding there, if you're getting to the ground level as fast as you can, then you would make a stealth check at disadvantage. If you're going normal speed, you would just roll normal stealth.
And that's me.
That would be you. Yes.
And my proficiency with vehicles doesn't change that?
Your proficiency with vehicles would qualify for the stealth. So I would say that you would just roll intel. So let's say use your intelligence or your charisma bonus, and then for your proficiency with vehicles.
Okay. So Charisma is +2, proficiency +2. I have a 17, so 21.
All right. Able to take off at a point when the cloud cover is covering up your exit from Oboro, and you're able to skirt past anyone who happens to be waiting just outside of Otwara, keeping an eye on you. Looking out the back window, you do in fact see a van that has some interesting spirit drawing paintings on the back of it, perhaps waiting for you outside. And Kaito says, "Hey, I recognize that van. That's a cool van." But you're able to make it down to Takanuma. You are now in the swamp. This place is, even though it is mid-morning probably, it feels perpetually like dusk here. Fog and mist hangs in the air until you skirt past it with your mech and stir up the mist in little eddies as you move past. The noise you make of splishing and splashing through the mire, interrupted briefly by boggy bits that you're able to climb over as you go, is only interrupted by the occasional fallen tree or collection of bushes. But as you move, you can't help but notice that you are attracting some amount of attention from something, from somewhere. Go ahead and roll perception checks for me.
All of us?
Yeah, go ahead. All of you.
Right. I will go first. I rolled a 2. Airball gets a 20.
Okay.
I got an 8.
15 plus 2, 17.
Okay. Bianca and Airball, you are on the right side of the van, let's say, or of the mech, of the mystery machine, which means that you two are the ones that are not surprised when you see coming, sort of barreling over some of the muck and the mire, a very odd-looking collection of spirits that are barreling towards you. They appear as if almost to be a collection of arms and legs in kind of a centipede-like fashion. And we're going to roll for initiative now. But the people who are surprised are not going to go in the first round of combat. So the first round of combat will be Airball, Bianca, and the bad guys, and then the second round of combat will be everybody.
Okay. Airball rolled a 15.
12.
What's your dexterity, Bianca?
Mine is 13. Oh, sorry.
My dexterity is plus 2.
Okay, so you'll go before this thing. Airball, you got a 13?
15.
15.
And then for the second
For,
round,
for initiative. For my dexterity,
Yeah.
my dexterity is 13. Yeah.
Got it. And then for the second round?
I got a 19. I'm sorry, I got
19?
a 20.
Okay. And Varian?
23.
Okay.
Ooh, he's quick.
Okay. You see coming at the vehicle at kind of breakneck speed, not really splashing so much as like an insect that walks on top of the water, using the surface tension to skitter. And Airball, you are up first if you have any actions you would like to do.
So I have this charm of fabrication that we got from our thing last time, our
You do.
adventure last time. And one of the things I can use it to do is destroy water. Would that
Yes.
screw with it in any way?
So, create or destroy water, I believe you... do you have the description of the spell there?
No.
Let me pull it up. I believe create or destroy water will let you, obviously, create or destroy water in some amount of space. I believe it may be a 5-foot cube, which means that you could certainly place a well-placed try to trip this thing up.
Apparently, I can also destroy fog in a 30-foot cube range.
Ooh, 30-foot cube. Absolutely.
Nice.
So you can place that and try to impede this thing's movement.
Or I can deploy my raccoon familiar. Is that useful in combat at all, or is that just outside of combat stuff?
I would say that your raccoon familiar can be used in combat. A familiar can be used to cast spells from. So if you have, for example, a touch spell, and your familiar is sitting on the thing's shoulder, you could use your familiar to cast the touch spell. A familiar operates as sort of like a second set of eyes and ears as well. In this particular case, being in the vehicle, it may not necessarily be of use.
Okay, let's cast Destroy Water and try to stumble it.
Okay. And that just works, right? It just destroys the water. There's no check.
It just says you destroy.
Great. I will say that so you destroy a 30-foot cube of water, which immediately makes a chasm, a cube-shaped chasm in front of this kami that is chittering towards you. And that will make it stumble a little bit and slow it down. That is sufficient to make this difficult terrain for it for the next 30 feet of movement, and probably distracted enough that it will have disadvantage on any attack that it makes.
Is it slow enough to where I can just like floor it and get past it or get away from it now?
Possibly. Its movement is faster than your vehicle.
Oof.
But it has been slowed currently.
Okay.
Bianca.
Mm-hmm.
Your turn.
Okay. And it's within 30 feet, you say? I don't have. I have like one longer range attack. So I think what I would like to do is create a long vine-like whip covered in thorns, and hit that with Thorn Whip.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your attack.
Okay. Ooh, I got a 6 for my 1d6.
6.
Plus 4?
So you have to roll to it to hit, I believe, with Thorn Whip,
okay.
yes? So roll your d20 to attack. I believe it's a melee spell attack, even though the range is 30 feet. So you would add your spell attack bonus, which I think is like probably +5, +6, something like that.
Okay, 18 to hit.
That definitely hits. And then you can use the damage that you rolled.
Okay, I got a 6 and I have a +4, so a 10.
Oof. Yeah. So you whip out with this vine-like appendage that comes from you. Yours, of course, is more flowery and has some sakura blossoms on them.
Naturally.
But it whips out with these cherry blossoms and smacks the kami across the face. And you can tell that it does do damage to it. But not as much as you might hope that it would do. And almost as if that it's resistant to certain things.
Okay.
But you do hit it in the face. And then you can quickly roll the window back up so that you can not get hit.
Okay.
It's now going to be the kami's turn. This kami is going to chitter and scratch, and it unfortunately had its movement incredibly hampered by the lack of water, and so the crashing water around it is going to delay it slightly, but it is going to get within range of the mystery machine. And it is going to attempt to grab hold of the back of the bumper of the mystery machine. So I'm just going to make a check here, a strength check, to try to grab hold of the mystery machine, which will not slow you down, but it will make it so that it is not running after you. And I fail. So it scratches at the bumper, and you hear the little bit of metal go as it tries to grab hold, but you are able to maneuver the vehicle in such a way that it is not able to get any purchase. That'll be the end of the surprise round, and we will move into normal combat initiative with Varian up first. You can look out the back of the van past Greasefang and Kaito and see this Kami bearing down upon the back of the vehicle.
How the heck am I supposed to do anything from the frickin' middle of the van? Let's see.
Do we have a sunroof?
Yeah, do we have a
Sure.
sunroof?
Sure, we'll say you have a sunroof.
Climb
Excellent.
out the top and pew it.
I will. All right. Yeah, let's get... is that going to take my turn to just get to the
No.
top of the van?
No, you can
Okay.
stand up in the middle seat and
Okay.
get up there.
Oh, man.
Because I was hoping to do it in a really cool way. You know, maybe
Sure.
some kind of a flip or something. But all right. And then how close is it? It was close enough to touch.
Yeah,
The
so
van.
it's probably 5 feet from you.
Okay, 5
So
feet.
you're not within melee range of it as you peek your head out the top of the van at present.
Okay. Well, let's see.
I think
I
you
suppose
had a
it's a good
crossbow or
time for some
something, right?
short bow.
Yeah.
Yep, short
Good
bow.
time for some short bow.
Perfect.
So, roll to attack.
Yes. Roll to hit first, yes.
Yeah. I'm sure this is going to work out fine. I rolled a 4.
Oh, 4 is not going to hit.
Oops.
So you climb out the sunroof, turn around, and fire a bow. Unfortunately,
Real
The-
quick, what number are you plussing to that? Because you have +5 to your short bow range.
Then I guess it's 9.
It's a 9.
I guess it's 9.
Sure.
Still, probably not accurate.
Yes. It is good to add, though, to make sure. 9 will not hit. As you turn around and you're able to fire off an arrow, you're in a moving vehicle and you're not exactly quite stable, and so the arrow is unable to find purchase. Would you like to stay up there, or do you want to duck back down into the van?
Ooh, given the option, I should duck back down. Yeah, I'll duck into the van.
Okay. Jen, you're driving, so you can do any amount of driving actions that you so choose, as well as your normal paladin abilities and fighting abilities.
Well, I mean, I don't think I can drive and get on top of the car and fight it. So I'm just gonna use my turns to try to shake it in some way. Like, I know it's trying to grab onto the back of the car, so I'm gonna do some like evasive maneuvers and see if I. Oh, and I'm wondering if I can like do something really cool where like I like get to the side of it and then run it off the road. That's what I'm gonna try and do.
Okay, great.
Hit it with
Go
the
ahead and make
car.
make a strength check for the car for me with your driving proficiency. So you're going to add your proficiency, and I would say something along the lines of 5 more for the Surge Hacker Mech's strength, seeing as a Surge Hacker Mech is a 5/5.
Not great.
So yeah, go
10.
10. All right, let me see what my strength is here. I, not by much, but I definitely defeated a 10. So you're able to maneuver the vehicle in such a way that you can swerve and try to push this Kami off of the road. But the Kami is able to sort of jostle alongside of you. But in the process, go ahead and roll a d8 for me.
7.
How much?
7.
Okay, 7. In trading paint, you and your vehicle both will take 7 damage as the car collides with the commie and sort of jostles for position.
Okay.
Airball.
Yes. So I have this magical tinkering ability that I can use to give one of my weapons repeating shot. If I do that, do I still get to shoot this combat?
Sure.
Okay, so let's give my crossbow repeating shot and let's take a shot at it.
All right. You very quickly open up a panel in your arm to be able to get one of the barrels that you would normally use just for exchanging fluids and oils in your body, and you are able to rejigger that so that it is able to instead repeating shot whatever ammunition you're firing.
Okay. So do I roll multiple rolls for him?
I believe it's still only one attack, but it does not require a bonus action or an action to reload.
I see.
Right, and it gives +1 to the attack
and it's +1
and damage rolls. Yeah.
Okay, so then you get +4 total, and you got a 13.
Okay, 13 is not going to hit this beastie as you turn around and fire back up through the sunroof. Not able to find purchase on this ever shifting and sort of slinking like a cobra commie that is sort of taller than, but still about the same size as your vehicle.
Okay.
Bianca.
Yes. So last time you said that the Thorn Whip didn't do as much as I hoped for. Was it just because of how tough this creature is, or because the Thorn Whip isn't as effective against it?
Go ahead and make an intelligence or arcana check for me.
Okay. Oh dear. I got a 3.
Okay. 3 plus whatever.
I don't have a plus on it.
Yeah. You aren't sure. You aren't exactly sure why this attack did less damage than you might have otherwise thought.
Okay. I think my next best long-range option would be my spear. So I'm going to, I guess, pop out the sunroof really quickly and try to line it up and throw a spear at it.
All right. Go ahead and roll your attack.
You have +3 on that.
Okay. 11 plus 3, I got a 14.
Okay. 14 still not going to hit.
Okay.
The movement of the vehicle is difficult to deal with. And the movement of this ever shifting, changing location commie, even though it is a large creature, it's like changing shapes and moving its internal structure before your very eyes, and you cannot find a spot to hit it with your spear. And did you throw that spear?
Well, I thought it was far enough away that I had to.
I think you just traded paint with it, and a spear, I think, is long enough that you'd be able to poke with it. So I don't think that you would have to get rid of your spear for that.
Okay, then I just tried to jab at it.
Great. You tried to jab at it, and that does not work. And you're gonna stay out there in front, on top of the sunroof?
No, I'll duck right back in.
Great. It's now going to be the commie's turn. The commie is now up against the vehicle, and it also likes the idea of trading some paint. So it is going to make a huge swipe at the side of the vehicle. I think that the side of, how do you picture it in your head? Did you ram it into the driver's side, Jen?
Passenger side.
Passenger side? Okay. So Airball and Bianca, I need dexterity saving throws for me. All right.
All right, I got 16 plus 2, 18.
It's just
Okay.
plus dex, right?
Just plus dex.
So
Well,
for-
saving throw. If you're proficient in that saving throw, you also would get that.
I don't know how to tell if he's proficient in dex saving throws.
Oh, okay. As a artificer, I do not believe that you are proficient in dexterity saves.
Okay.
I think I'm proficient in intelligence and constitution, but not the others.
Right.
So you got a 13.
Those both save. So you are going to each take 4 damage as you slam into the side, and neither of you, you both popped out of the sunroof recently, so you're not, exactly secured in the vehicle. The vehicle itself is also going to take 9. As it slams into the side of the vehicle. And then as a bonus action, this animal is also going to stare into the side of the vehicle, and I guess that this thing would stare into the front seat. So I need wisdom saving throws from Jen and Airball.
Airball has a 14 with just the wisdom.
Okay.
And I got an 18.
Okay, you both succeed. You sense that this being was trying to lock eyes with you and make you dread in some way, but you're able to shrug off whatever effect was coming in your direction. Meanwhile, in the back seat, Greasefang and Kaito are doing whatever it is they're doing. One imagines just trying to survive, let's say, because I don't want to complicate this any more than I have to. Varian, top of the round.
Kaido phased out.
Kaido phased out, exactly.
Great. Useful. Okay. This thing is close enough that we can hit it with short range weapons. We don't have to throw or shoot. Okay.
Correct. Now it's
I cast. I'm going to use my boon of flash thingy to cast Shadow Blade.
Nice. What does that look like?
Like a freaking blade of shadow. Wait, hold on. I was going to ask you first. Is it dark? It's a swamp, right? It's dark.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's important. Okay.
Yes.
I mean, it's a freaking, like, if Death Shadow had a sword, what it would
Perfect.
look like. Yeah.
So manifesting in your hand, almost like a lightsaber, is a shadowy, a shadowy blade that is exactly the kind of weapon that befits a rogue of your nature.
All right. And I guess we're going to jump out that sunroof, back on the roof, and we're going after this thing with the Shadow Blade.
Okay. So you're going to... Yeah, so if you go out the sunroof, you are going to have to maneuver your way over, to it. You know what I mean? To, it's not too much movement, but you are going to have to stand up on the sunroof.
Yeah,
or on the roof of the car.
I'm sure that's going to be easy.
Yeah. So the car, barreling through the swamp, you stand up on the roof and you have your Shadow Blade in hand.
All right. Attack. I attack
Right.
the thingy.
Go ahead and roll your attack.
Okay. It says I do it at advantage if
Yes,
it's dark.
It is,
Okay.
and it's the shadows of the swamp.
All right. So let's see. I rolled a 13. What's the plus attack on this thing, though?
It should be your melee attack bonus.
My melee attack bonus.
So
which
plus
would
5.
be, yeah.
Oh, I
So-
see. I see. So what I see is like the dagger and the short sword and stuff. Where's the melee attack bonus?
So it would be just your dagger bonus.
Okay.
Or your short sword bonus.
It's a dagger type attack. I get it.
Got it.
Okay. So that is 18.
18 hits.
And do I roll again, or is that for damage that I have advantage?
So you would roll your damage now. I don't think you have 2 attacks.
Okay. I do have two weapon fighting as a bonus action.
Oh, well, in that case, no, you needed to cast the Shadow Blade as your bonus action.
Oh, okay.
So
Got it.
no bonus action this turn. But now that it's summoned, you can do that.
Okay. So I've got a hit, and I'm rolling.
The Shadow Blade damage.
Where is it? 2d8?
Yeah.
Is that what this says?
2d8 plus your melee bonus, plus your melee damage,
2d8s.
which is whatever it is you usually add to your dice. Your dagger would deal 1d4 plus a number. This would be 2d8 plus a number.
All right, Jen, I need 2d8s.
Got it. I can do
don't
that.
have them on me.
Apparently, it's also psychic damage. I don't know if that's relevant against this Kami.
4 and 4, and then I don't know what the plus was.
Okay.
So 4 and 4. I think you said plus 5?
Plus 5 was to hit.
Yeah.
Oh.
And since I think your proficiency is plus 2, which means that it would be 4 and 4 plus 3. So you're going to deal this thing 11 damage.
Woo!
11.
With one strike. But similar to Bianca, you do notice that your magical weapon attack does less damage than you might have otherwise hoped for.
So something about magic doesn't work as well on this Kami.
Balls.
Still
I thought my weapon was cool.
Oh, the weapon is
It's a very cool weapon. Bianca right now is watching out the window. She's like, like she's really impressed with you.
Just checking.
And she's like, yeah, she's thinking about you later.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Now, it does less damage than you might have hoped. However, it still deals damage, and you can definitely tell that there is purple ichor that glistens slightly in the Shadow Blade's reflection that sort of dissipates in the fog and the smoke a little bit. You can tell that this thing is already taking some amount of damage, and it is bleeding in whatever capacity that it bleeds. Next up is Jen.
All right. Well, if magic damage doesn't work, physical damage will. So let's hit it with the car again.
Great.
How's our car doing?
The car has 100 health. I would venture that this Kami does not have 100 health. So I'm totally fine with a 1-for-1 exchange.
Life is a resource.
Yeah, life total is a resource. Perfect. I love it.
Pretty sure I'm still on the roof, though.
You are.
That should be exciting. Let's go.
Go ahead and roll I guess this would be a strength check for the car. So this is going to be +7, 5 for the vehicle, and 2 for your proficiency. Varian, I need a dexterity saving throw. Or, dexterity saving throw.
I got a 15.
Okay. 15 is its armor class.
Yes.
So go ahead and roll me 2d8 damage.
Only 4. No, my car. It's wimpy.
Total? Oof. So the Kami is going to take 4 damage, and so is the vehicle. And Varian, what did you get on your save?
12.
Did the dice roll a 12, or
no? I rolled a 7, and I found where it says I get +5 dexterity for a saving throw.
So here's what's going to happen: the car hits. It jostles slightly, and you are able to maintain your footing, but you're not able to maintain your footing on the car. You step onto the Kami briefly.
Nice.
It's like walking on a marshmallow. It is pliant and squishy. It's like being in a bouncy house almost. And you don't fall. You don't take any damage. It's just that you are now 1 foot on the van and 1 foot on the Kami, going about 55 miles an hour through the Takanuma swamp.
Potentially dumb question, but attack of opportunity?
Unless it leaves your area of attack range, there will be no attack of opportunity. Attacks of opportunity are only for leaving attack areas as opposed to entering them. Good question. Jen, that was your action. If you have any other, I'm assuming you're using your movement to keep the car going at great speed.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that there is a ton I can do while driving, so I think I'll keep my actions to the driving of the car.
Great. While you are there, though, you are, everyone else seems to be particularly distracted by the giant centipede thing. Go ahead and make a perception check for me out the front. And go ahead and have advantage on that because Relp is up there helping you.
Okay. Can you roll for me?
All right. What was the check we were running?
This is perception for Jen.
Oh, for me?
Yeah.
My perception
Airball?
is 17. Sorry. Oh.
Okay. I don't know what I said. But anyway, you're in the front seat and you're driving, so I'm going to say it's Jen.
If it's also varying because he's in the front seat, it's a 21.
Okay. Betwixt you, you can see as you are approaching, maybe not the end of the swamp entirely, but certainly you are approaching stronger land. You can sense that the fog is breaking slightly ahead of you, and with your 17 and your 21, you can also tell that you're coming up on some sort of clearing that may have some amount of structures in it.
Like houses?
Yeah. At this distance, you would gather that this is probably a small village of some kind.
Okay. We have to get around the village to continue going to like where we're trying to go, right?
You could drive through the village if you wanted to.
Do we want to drag this Cammy through an innocent village?
I could definitely try to go around it, but
we're in an abandoned mire. It might be an abandoned village. Do we see signs of life?
Not from where you are.
Do I see like a fork in the road? That one road looks like it goes off. Like we're not even on a road, really, kind of, are we? It's kind of
you're not really on a road at all. Mm-hmm. Actually, in fact, driving through the village would be like easier to drive in terms of a vehicle.
Yeah, I think we probably just go through it.
Okay.
If I see a convenient path that happens to go around it, then I think I will try to take that, but...
All right.
Hopefully we can kill the commie before we get there.
Yes. Airball, it's your turn.
Let's run it back. Let's take another pot shot at it with the crossbow.
Okay. Go ahead and take a shot.
Your natural roll is 14.
All right. I'm going to assume you have better than a +1 to that bonus. So you can go ahead and roll your damage.
So it's going to be +1 because of the reloading.
Yes. So +1 damage to whatever it is you end up rolling.
Okay. And what do you roll? Or your light crossbow is what you're doing?
Yep.
Okay. So it's +2 because it's +1 naturally. So you are going to do 5 damage.
Nice. And 5 goes right into it. It's really looking hurt. It is kind of writhing in pain as you take your next shot. The arrow itself, you can still like see it almost translucent through the skin or carapace of this being, and its nature as a piece of reality appears to damage it as it is inside of it. Bianca.
Yes. I realize I also have 2-weapon fighting. Okay. May I use my dagger and spear?
Sure.
All right.
You're going to have to roll down the window or pop out the sunroof again.
Okay. I'm going to pop out the sunroof because that's way cooler.
All right.
Getting my balance. I've got dagger in one hand, spear in the other. And my plan is to just like stab it with the spear, bring it in kind of close, and then dagger to like the side of where I think the head is.
Okay. Love it.
So roll to hit. 20!
Natural 20?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So I'm not sure have we had a crit attack on the show yet?
I don't think so.
All right. So the way that a crit attack works is typically your spear would deal how much damage?
It's 1d8 plus 1, and then there's a plus 3 hit.
Got it.
Yeah.
So it's plus 3 to hit, which is just to hit, right?
Okay.
But it would be 1d what? Sorry.
1d8 plus 1 for the damage.
Got it. So, there's a couple of house rules that we could do, and I'm going to use one of them, which I really like, which is on a crit, instead of dealing 1d8 plus 1, you're going to deal 1d8 plus 8 plus 1.
Wow.
Oftentimes, the rule as written is you roll the dice twice. I just like giving the bonus to the maximum dice damage.
Okay.
So you're going to deal one. You're going to roll a 1d8, and then you're going to add 9 to that attack.
I got an 8.
Woof! 17
so then
damage.
Add the rest.
She's on a hot streak.
Oh my gosh! So yeah, you are able to look down and look in between these plates, almost of chitin that this skittering monstrosity has, and spot a place just behind its neck that looks, if it were made of flesh, this would be a nice fleshy bit. But you're able to get in between the armor plates and jab your spear in there just as hard as you possibly can. And it seems as if, especially because this spear is made of wood and made of something living, that it has an even greater effect than it might otherwise have had. And you have a bonus.
I say something really cool. I say, you've been exterminated. And then, yeah.
Nice. Go ahead and do your bonus attack.
Okay.
It's not dead
so
yet.
Sarah Connor.
my dagger is a 1d4 plus 2. And that rolls
first, though.
Oh, roll to attack first. So let me do that. Boop. Let's see. That's 14 is what I rolled.
14 does not hit. Armor class is 15.
Okay.
Did you include your plus this time? For your
what?
dagger, you have a plus.
Oh,
4.
I have a plus 4. Okay,
Oh.
so then it's an 18.
Well, then, yes, that absolutely hits.
Okay.
Now you can go ahead and roll your damage.
Okay, and the damage is a 2 plus 2. It is 4.
And that puts it over 50, which means that you have vanquished this kami of terrible secrets. Bianca, describe for me your cutscene in which describe for me your promotional magic card in which you stab this kami and deal its final blow.
All right, so I've got it like double stabbed. I deliver my really cool line. I look at it like just so it knows it's like super beaten, and then I like get my foot in between and just kind of shove it off, pull my blades out, and I just watch it slowly tumble off into the fog, and we don't see it anymore. It drowns in the swamp.
Perfect. So you have both of your weapons in it, and you've got the lion is really coming out. Varian, you're the only one who can really see this.
My eyes are flashing.
Yeah, and it's primal and terrifying and impressive.
I show teeth.
Teeth are bared. And as the kami begins to stumble, go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw for me, Rian, as you are still on top of the kami.
Yeah, I was balancing on the thing.
I guess you had 1 foot on the van. Go ahead and roll this at advantage.
I won't need it. I rolled a 20.
Okay. You are easily able to use the momentum of this being stumbling to kip back up onto the van. Very impressive gymnastic. In fact, you might appear doing a back roll in the art of the magic card in which Bianca is delivering the final blow.
Hell
And
yeah.
I was gonna put out a hand to help him, but then I see that he doesn't need it, and so I just kind of little clap.
We'll clap for you too.
Yeah. So you two are on top of the van and have this very nice moment. Airball and Jen, you are in the front seat, and there's a very interesting, cool tableau. If anyone were looking at the front of the van at this moment, with two of you on top and two of you in the front. And in fact, there is an audience, because there is a village approaching, and in the village, there appear to be a number of shrouded beings. And I think that that's where we should take a break.
Agreed.
Okay.
All right. So let's go ahead and take a 5-minute break. If you guys need it, you can mute your mics or turn your cameras off, whatever you need to do.
I really want to see the art for that. Like
For-
the front-facing view. What you were
Yeah.
just describing, Ruben. Yeah.
It sounds really cool. I'm if there's any fan artists out there, front of the Mystery Machine with Bianca and Varian on the roof having a nice tender moment with Jen and Airball in the front seat, that would be delightful.
It'd be really cool if we could do like one defining moment for every season of this D&D campaign and just make like a movie poster for it.
Mm-hmm.
That would be neat.
I'm going to try and restart my Discord.
Sounds good. I'm also going to take a quick restroom break myself, so I will be back, guys.
Okay. Hopefully this holds up. I'm going to try to not touch too many things and see if I can have a camera.
One of the things I wanted to do, I'm toying with a couple of things to try to make season 2 much better, which, by the way, guys, we are like still on our break here, but we did get renewed for season 2. We still have a small partial sponsor, but we also have a viewer who loved the show so much they decided to largely sponsor the next season. So yay. We are going to be taking a few weeks off in between seasons to try to improve it. I feel like we've learned a lot, and there is a small chance I'm going to talk to everybody else, including you, Ruben, but I wanted to ask what you thought about possibly having a longer recording session, but maybe not live, and or we could still do it live, but there's a lot of things where we pause and put better things up, take our time, and then I edit that more heavily. So it might end up being like a 3-hour episode session, but it's only edited down to 2 hours, but we actually can produce more fancy stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. If you're willing to do that, that sounds great to me.
Yeah. So yeah, we're taking, I'm going to Dallas next week and then probably take like 2-ish weeks off. So that way I can work on getting some fancier stuff set up for the stream. We're going to do like nameplates and just see what we can do from what we've learned from our first season to try to improve going into season 2.
That sounds really good.
Yeah. Sounds great.
It's a learning process. This is the first time I've streamed D&D. It's the first time I've played D&D in, I don't know, 15 years or something.
Yeah. It's a lot. Yeah, trying to do streamed shows over Zoom when I was first starting to do Zoom shows, that was a ridiculous learning process for me as well. I much prefer live D&D. I think that's everybody. This is nice, the fact that we get to play together from our various disparate cities. But there's nothing quite like being at the table.
The other thing I was thinking about, if we didn't want to increase the length of the show where we can put things in and edit it very heavily, I was wondering if maybe me and you could do more pre-show sessions where I'm like sort of a co-DM, but I play an NPC. So that way I can do more director stuff behind the scenes. But if I know where the story's going and I know like some of the things and even have some input on some cool stuff, I can actually make a bunch of graphics and do a bunch of things to kind of spice things up.
Yeah, absolutely. Most of the shows I've done have had a separate producer.
Yeah.
And so, it's as you found, it's difficult to try to do all the things.
I think I could be more of a producer if I had some sort of control or just knowledge behind the scenes of the story. So
right. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So then I can take that role on a little bit heavier, and I'll just play more of an NPC that tries to help facilitate the story while still giving the players a lot of options.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, cool.
Do like a co-DM kind of situation.
Yeah, you are the storyteller. I am the DM player-ish, kind of a hybrid-y bit.
Right, player
Mostly,
coach.
Yeah, just so I can kind of do the director stuff. Is everybody ready to get going into our what will be our last segment in season 1?
Yep.
Take it away.
That's right.
All right. So we just killed the commie and we are going into this town, and there are some shadows that were observing this. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. So you're coming into this town that is, Takanuma is an abandoned mire, but that does not mean that it is empty. It is, of course, empty of mortals, but you have already met at least one of the terrible spirits that lives here. There are ghosts and ghouls and other beings that appear to also, perhaps not specifically against Greasefang, you haven't stopped to ask them, but they certainly don't like the hustle and bustle and the heartbeats that they are sensing in any capacity. And these scary ghost beings are milling about and with sort of an alien-like symbiosis. They all turn to you and look at you with dead eyes all at the same time. We're going to roll initiative again. This time, no one is surprised, but we are going to roll initiative yet again. And there are about a dozen of these ghosts.
Airball is an 8. I am a 20.
11.
12 total.
Bianca, did you add your 2?
Oh, then 13.
I need you going early. You're the one that does all the damage in this party. Twice now, you've just like stuck them with the pointy bits and things just exploded. It was great. You saved my butt during the big battle too, inside the warehouse.
I'll try to be a team player.
No,
Me being
we'll
the
soften
10
them
meter
up.
tall mech had something to do with it too.
Yeah.
I still recall having the highest body count, but that's fine. That's fine.
No one has forgotten. So we lost him again, huh?
Oh, I thought he was writing initiative.
Me
Uh-oh.
too.
That is the perfect
I
place
think he
for him to
was at
freeze.
first, but how long does it take to write down 4 numbers?
Longer. It takes longer.
So like sad.
I think he's
and
coming
repetitive.
back. Maybe.
Yeah, I'm back.
Hi.
Welcome back.
Sorry.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. My computer, not so much. Jen, what was your initiative?
20.
And Airball's was 8. And Varian, what was yours?
Oh, 12.
And
Okay.
my total was 13.
I got that one. Okay. Jen, you are up first. And unsurprising, you are behind the wheel. What would you like to do?
Well, do these things look menacing? Like, do they look like they are going to try to attack us?
They do. They look like
see.
they are going to try to attack you.
Well, now
Run
that we
him
know,
over.
now that we know they are not humans, and I'm still in the car, I'm going to attempt to plow through them and hit as few as possible, because I don't want it to like mess up the car. But also, if I happen to run 2 over and kill them and get them out of combat, that sounds like a good idea.
Great. Roll a vehicle check for me. This one will be this will add your proficiency, which is 2, and then add 3 for the car's dexterity.
Cool.
So 5 total to your driving check.
So I'm going to try to pick a soft spot in the line, and we're going to hit him for a 22.
Okay,
More than that.
22. More than 22?
Yeah. So you said it's plus, so 24.
Okay. 24 will definitely hit some of them. You're able to steer the car into a glut of them. You're able to hit pretty much as many as you would like, somewhere between, let's say, how many would you like to hit? Like 6?
Well, I didn't want it to be too many, because just in case I like failed. So I would say like 3 to 4. I was trying to like mow down.
Okay. We'll say you can hit 4.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll, because you're running into it as opposed to what you were doing to the Kami, which is from the side. Go ahead and roll 4d8 of damage.
Ooh.
Total.
12 plus 17, 23.
Okay. So all 4 of the spirits dissipate in smoke as you hit them. And the car also will take 23 damage.
How's the vehicle
but your
looking?
vehicle is currently at 57.
Okay.
If that's what you're wondering. I'm keeping track of that. So you're able to plow through a good number of them, and the remaining ghosts and ghoulies lie ahead of you.
Is it a bumpy experience? Because Bianca and I are on top of the vehicle.
So in this town, it looks like this particular place is a relatively flat and relatively dry sort of main drag of what this village used to be. And the vehicle, when it hits these beings, it does take this damage in some way. It sort of hits like clouds of noxious fumes that eat at the fascia of the car, but it does not impact anything. It's like driving through clouds.
The other thing, I was trying to pick a spot also because you said they were kind of like lined up. So when I was thinking about it, I was going to try to kill a bunch of them and keep driving and hope that they couldn't necessarily catch us and like drive through the town. I didn't want to have to like stop and fight them all. So I don't know if that's a possibility.
So they aren't in a line across, just like a Red Rover line. They're in a line down the middle of this town.
Oh, awkward. Okay, well.
So you will have to drive past several of them, and it's sort of like a cloud of them. Like you're only going to run into about 12 of them in any direction that you hit. The rest of them are going to be unable to interact with your car so long as you don't stop.
All right, sounds good.
It is now going to be those spirits' turns, and most of them are not in range. So the remaining spirits are going to hold their actions for when you drive past, except for one of them. One of the spirits is going to sort of grasp through the passenger side and try to take a claw swipe with a spectral hand at Airball.
Do I have an attack of opportunity there?
You will not currently. When it moves past you, you may.
Okay. So real quick, because you've asked that question a couple of times, so just to give you a little bit of like an idea of what an opportunity of attack looks like, my understanding is like, let's say you're toe-to-toe with a bear and you're fighting each other and exchanging blows. If the bear wants to get away from you, he turns his back to you and tries to leave your zone, so you get the attack of opportunity in that way. So it's
Makes
sort
sense.
of like they do something that makes themselves vulnerable to you while, not attacking you back. So it's usually some sort of like escape or for example, if you're behind me and they were to try to go after you, they would try to move past me to get to you, which would give me that free swing.
Cool.
Good explanation. 18 to hit you, Airball.
Okay.
Does that hit?
That's
Yeah.
I am 14 armor class. Yeah, that hits.
Okay. You are going to take 5 necrotic damage.
How does that differ from ordinary damage?
It's just necrotic, just a type of damage. If you happened to be resistant or vulnerable type of damage.
I'm resistant to poison, but I assume that's different.
Different than necrotic. Yes, this is sort of like feeling of death and necrosis coming across you.
Okay, I am at 6.
And that's going to... That's going to be its turn. Bianca.
Mm-hmm.
There is one within melee range of the vehicle. The rest are you can swing at as you go past them, I suppose, which would require you to wait until Jen's turn.
Okay. I guess I'm just gonna try to go after one with a spear.
Okay.
So I rolled an 18
Spears plus 3.
That's
plus 3, so 21. And
hit.
all right, so I'm gonna roll my 1d8 plus 1. And that is going to be a total of 7. So
Okay.
I guess I'm like leaning over and I try to jab it with the spear.
You stab it with the spear, and it immediately dissipates in a cloud of smoke. So you're able to take another one down.
Okay.
Is that your turn?
I mean, that's the only one I can reach, right?
Yeah. The next closest one is going to be maybe 15 feet away.
Okay, then. My other bonus actions aren't very helpful right now. So, I wish we had seen more animals so that I could turn into something, but I think I'm just going to wait on that idea.
Well, you've certainly seen a number of animals in your lifetime. If you can make an argument to me that you have seen, you can turn into that animal.
I cannot turn into something that flies yet at my level, right? Because that's like
Correct.
level 8. Okay.
Yeah. And
And a lot of animals would not fit back in the van, so could be an issue.
Right, but we're still on top.
Right.
What about that giant squid we saw that one time?
Sure.
I'm just
I'll let you
wondering
turn
if it has some reach.
We saw a giant squid.
It probably.
It was in traffic. Me and Airball saw it.
Oh, that's right.
I would say that you could turn into a giant squid.
Okay, so then for my bonus
I think-
action, I guess I just turn into the giant squid.
Great. You would not be able to turn into a normal giant squid because giant squid has a swim speed, and you actually can't turn into anything with a swim speed until level 4. However, you can just turn into a land squid that doesn't have a swim speed. Like, that's fine.
That sounds good.
I now need to find the stats for a giant squid. How about giant
now you
octopus? Let's go with giant
Yes, I would prefer that. More arms.
octopus. Let's see.
Oh, I don't know. The squid looks pretty good too. But octopus is better on land.
Giant octopus is challenge rating 1. Perfect. I'm going to paste this into our chat here.
Okay.
Hopefully you can see. Come on, you can do it. Apparently it can't do it. But giant octopus, you are a giant octopus.
Okay. I wave at Varian with one of my arms.
Yeah, we've had a cat girl. We've got tentacles over there. We've got like a whole experience for Gina.
I don't know. I've probably done a lot, but I just wonder, can I stretch and see if I can like clothesline any of these as we go?
This is why I'm gonna leave the camera off just in case that helps.
Okay. I don't know if I've done too many actions, but that's my next
There's
move.
giant octopus. What was the thing that you said after you turned into a giant octopus? You said something?
I was wondering if I could put out some of my tentacles and just try to clothesline some of these fools and see if I can make them dissipate as we go past. Just hold out my tentacles.
Interesting. I would say, so your action was to attack with a spear. Your bonus action was to turn into this giant octopus.
That's probably a lot.
I would say that you can't really do any damage with your tentacles, but you are able to put yourself into a position where you are able to. I would say that you can clothesline some people. That's fine.
Okay.
My God, this thing has a lot of hit points. So while you're in your beast form, you have 52 additional hit points in your giant octopus form. You do have a lower armor class slightly, but
Okay.
But boy howdy,
I'm
that is a
squishy.
sack of hit points. Yeah. Varian, it's your turn.
So I'm on top of this vehicle that now also has a giant octopus on it.
If you want, you can hold one of my hands.
There's a series of just creepy, spirity looking things, ghost looking things up ahead of us that we're going to go through. And through the sunroof, they're like in the back seat, we still have Kaito and Greasefang.
Kaito and Greasefang are still in the back seat. Kaito appears to be lying in wait, seeing if you need his help. Greasefang is, of course, sort of just keeping an eye on, holding on.
Does Kaito at all look like he is like does he look confused or does he look like just stoic and in the know about what's going on?
He looks kind of stoic.
Okay. I'm gonna.
Are you concerned about something, or?
Yeah. I don't know how much my turn is gonna take, but we've got giant octopus clotheslining and a vehicle plowing through these things, so I don't feel like picking one off with a weapon is gonna do much. So I just kind of want to invert myself and put my head like down through the sunroof and be like, just talking to Kaito from an upside down head position and be like,
okay,
do you know anything about these? Like, what are we up against here? Because I don't feel like we know our enemy, and I'm not sure that we're solving the problem with what we are doing.
These appear to just be spirits of fallen soldiers from the Great Kami War. Vengeful, angry, basically anything that any living being that they would come in contact with, they would be upset by. The Kami that we faced earlier potentially was targeting Greasefang, but we don't know.
Is there anything should we just keep plowing straight ahead? Are they only like concentrated to this area? Is there any other stuff we can know?
This village is where most of those spirits will be. Once we are out of the village, we shouldn't run into as many, and we could avoid any that we do.
Okay. Can they see us or do they sense us?
I believe they sense you.
Okay. All right. Do I still have my Shadow Blade or is it gone?
Yeah, you still have your Shadow Blade. Has not been that long.
And is there anything within range?
I would say within melee range, not presently, no, but you could hold your action to wait until one is in range.
Yeah, I'm just going to hold then.
Okay. So you can sort of take a baseball stance and get ready to slice one down.
Yep.
Airball.
So these things seem to be kind of weak, so I think I'd rather, instead of shooting with the crossbow, I'm going to shoot with the boomerang, because I have two-handed things, so I can shoot twice.
Nice.
So
you
let's
can roll
just
down
be a
that
man with the
window
boomerang.
and wing the boomerang.
All right. Boomerang plus 3. You got a 12.
12 hits. These things are not hard to hit.
I think I actually lied. It's an 11.
11 also still hits.
Great. I can't add.
They are slow and they are not trying to avoid you. So the boomerang hits. What is the damage on the boomerang?
D4 plus 1.
Okay.
I don't have a D4. Where'd my D4 go? Oh, here it is. I was playing with it. 5 damage.
All right. 5 is able to take one down.
Yeah, let's keep it coming. Hit the next one.
Great. The boomerang swings back and you're able to wing it again.
We just swing to attack again?
Yeah.
This time it is only a 9.
Okay. 9 is going to miss. So one of the shadows is separated from its spectral head, and it dissipates into the fog and mist. The other one, a little bit too far away, I suppose, and is unaffected. Top of the round, Jen, once again.
All right, so the only thing I can do is try to maneuver in such a way where we are running into the least number of them and also mow down the greatest number in that path. So let's and then try to get the heck out of here.
Okay. I'll say this. You have your shortest distance to the end of this village looks like you have to go through another 6.
Okay.
So I'm going to let you choose any number between 1 and 6. And that is how many you're going to hit with the vehicle. And that is how many d8s of damage you're going to do to the vehicle.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and the vehicle hasn't taken any more damage, and it's like for sure more than half. So
it's at more than half, yeah.
Yeah, let's go for 4, and then hopefully the rest of the rounds you guys can pick off the last 2.
Great.
We have a giant octopus who's going to swing on some of them.
Yeah,
that's true.
All right, so I like trying to hit 4 of them. I'm running the +5 still.
Yeah.
It's not good. 8.
Okay. You're able to hit 2 of them, I'll say, with an 8. You try to line it up, but you can't exactly get your bearings about you, especially now that there is a large octopus on the roof throwing off the center of gravity of the vehicle. But you are able to hit 2 of them. Go ahead and roll 2d8 for me.
Yep, we got a 12 damage total.
Okay. You are now below half on the vehicle. 45 hit points remaining. And you're able to take out 2 more of these spirits. And you can see the edge of town just over the edge of your vision. Varian, one of these will come in contact with your attack range. So you can go ahead and make your attack.
Oh, I can do it now?
Okay. Yeah, your held action.
Shadow Blade.
You have a +5 on that.
So 21.
Okay, that hits.
And I need 2 d8s for damage.
Yes.
Girl, I need help.
Sure. 5 and a 3.
All right. The Shadow Blade slices through, and your mortal material weapons were dissipating these spirits, but the Shadow Blade, it slices it in half. Like, it maintains its form as a ghost and is cut in half as if it were made by the same stuff. So you're able to easily dispatch of this spirit. And while
that's the only one in range, right?
That's the only one in range for you, yes.
Okay.
And Bianca, go ahead and make a dexterity check for me to see if you can snag any of these with your tentacles.
+2.
2 for the dex check. None of them appear to. Oh, it's +2.
Yeah, I was just letting her know. So while she rolled.
Yeah. A 19.
Okay. Yeah, I'll let you.
2?
Yeah, 19. So 21. I'll let you hit 2 more of them. So you're able to clothesline 2 more of these spirits. And the final spirit, there is only 1 remaining between you and the edge of town. And it is Airball's turn.
Do we think that this one looks similar to the existing ones, or okay?
Sorry, I skipped some people. Sorry. This one looks similar, if a little bit beefier. I did skip. I skipped myself, as a matter of fact. The final spirit stands in front of the vehicle and sort of looks like it's in the process of casting a spell. And some purple begin to emerge from the ground and pull up and sort of almost grasp like hands emerging from the ground, making almost a fence or a gate, and they attack the vehicle. And the vehicle is going to take 10 more damage.
Go to 35.
The two of you on the roof, I don't think requires any dex checks now. The octopus is suctioned, and Varian, you have a beanbag chair, basically. There is one remaining bad guy who is casting this spell. And I think after the spirits is Bianca.
Hey, can I reach him with my tentacles?
Sure. Yeah, you've got about a 15-foot reach with the tentacles, so you're actually able to reach out in front.
All right. This is what I would like to do, and you tell me how to do it. What I'd like to do is reach out with a couple of tentacles, pick him up, and go smash him on the ground. Just go pick him up, put him down.
Make your attack roll.
Okay. I got a 16.
An unarmed strike, I'm assuming, would be +3.
Well,
Okay.
the octopus has a different attack.
Correct.
Which, let's see, but with your 16, you're definitely going to be able to hit, regardless of what the bonus is.
Okay. Do I need to roll what it is under tentacles?
Yeah, you would deal your tentacle damage. You're looking to deal 5, so if you deal any more than 5 with your giant octopus attack, then you'll be in good shape.
All right, so it's a
looks like a tentacle does 2d6 plus 3.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So that's at least 5. You cannot roll lower than a 5.
Then yeah, we'll just assume that happened then.
Absolutely. So you pick this guy up and slam him into the ground, and it slams into the ground like a water balloon full of smoke. And the being dissipates, and the grasped tentacles that emerged from the mire are also no more, and you're able to drive the vehicle out of Takanuma and away from danger. And we are out of combat.
Ooh.
You are able to make the short trip through Takanuma to the edge of Iganjo without any further issue, and you pull up to the gates of the city, of the seat of the empire. You may choose to roll up as an octopus. You may still have your shadow blade out, however you see fit.
All right. So you said this is close to the Emperor, right?
You are at Iganjo.
Okay.
You have now arrived.
All right. I think we should just run in before something crazy happens, because we were in Iganjo before when the giant bear broke down the building. So probably just grab him and make a beeline, whole party into the Emperor. We'll just crash into her office.
Agreed.
There's a
Iganjo looks
garage,
fine.
right? Wasn't there a garage we can just drive the mech into?
Yeah,
and head
you
straight
can
up?
pull into the hangar bay where you picked up the your equipment in the first place.
Yeah, they'll definitely let us in because she gave us that sigil thingy.
Yes.
To represent her. So yeah, let's just go in and do that, and then we'll talk to the Emperor.
Iganjo looks okay, right? It's not in distress. They're not on high alert or anything. Nothing's happened
Correct.
while we've been gone. Okay.
Yep. Does not look like it's any worse for wear. Still the shining beacon of respectability as it always has been.
And I'll transform back into my natural self.
Great.
I think I have to let my shadow blade go, right? I can't just store it.
I mean, I'll
Right.
let you store it. I'll let you just have
Okay.
it
All right. Cool.
till you drop it.
Okay.
You're able to pull into the basement where the various vehicles of the Empire and the quartermaster is headquartered, and you're able to park your slightly disheveled but not completely decimated vehicle underneath the seat of the Empire, and you're able to look. You have a Grease Fang, you have a Kaito, and you have a Grease Fang double. While you are preparing to exit the vehicle, what preparations are being made?
Well, do we have to carry the double?
Yes.
Yeah, you would have to carry the double. And you're carrying the double openly?
Yeah, I think so. I think I'll just put it over my shoulder.
Do we want to hide Kaito because he's our backup plan if she tells us to screw off?
Well, he already said that he would accept some difficulties if he has to get us out, so I think that's fine. And he would also be a good person to help convince her that our plan is good.
I don't know. But what if some of us like went up with the fake body and just then told the Emperor what we want to do, so if they say no, the others can make like a clean getaway?
Well, in order for us to make a getaway, he needed to be in the room with us to open the portal himself.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
He couldn't do it without the resources that she had. So,
all right.
Do you want me to? Kaito will pipe up at this point. Do you want me to come in with you, seen?
I think so.
I can be not seen if I want to be. I can't promise that the Emperor won't see me, but I can be made difficult to see.
I think having you on board with our plan is probably helpful in the situation. So, like, probably helps in convincing her.
Okay.
Thoughts?
I agree.
All right.
Grease Fang will look at the party real quick and say, now, listen, we got here, right? We got here, and I'm super proud of you all. Well done fighting all the ghosts. I am worried that if as soon as I step into this office, I'm going to get my head chopped off. The Wanderer's got a bit of a reputation for just chopping people's heads off, and I am worried about that. So I need some guarantees of some kind. That if she tries to, off me in the middle of the office, that you guys will do something for me. Is there any guarantees or any contingencies that you can offer me?
Yeah,
nope.
Yeah. I've definitely got this. See, here's the guarantee. If you don't come up with us right now, everybody else on this plane is going to have your head. And I might just stick this shadow blade right in your back while you run away. So we've been playing nice, but you're going to go through with this because we've been through a lot to make it happen.
At the end of the day, we're trying to get you out of the predicament of dying, whether in the warden or out of the warden's office. So, if it happens, it happens. Sorry, man.
We can.
Right.
We also have 2 players who are able to alter their appearance to look like Greasefang. I have the alter self spell as well. We could have an I'm Spartacus moment if she tries to kill Greasefang.
Wow. Okay. I think the Wanderer will maybe see through that, but that's fine. Oh, and I could put you both, all 3 of you, under a cup and then shift you around really fast, and then
Brilliant.
And we have a body as well. We got 4 Greasefangs.
Right. I like that plan. If you wanna, I like that plan better than you're coming with us, and if she kills you, she kills you. That's not my favorite.
Is that Greasefang saying that?
Yeah, it's Greasefang saying.
Oh, well, that's fine. It doesn't really need to be your favorite. Let's go.
All right. Okay. So you guys are able to go unimpeded up the stairs and emerge into the waiting room where you first appeared on this plane. There are still the same magazines on the table. There's still the same sort of unnerving light that comes from being in a government waiting room. The window out looking over Tawashi and seeing Beseju here more in the middle of the day is much more beautiful. But you still have that sort of sterilized cleanliness of a government building. And your echoed footsteps can walk right up to the Wanderer's door.
All right. So I'm gonna knock on it.
Come in.
All right, so we're gonna come in, everybody together, I think, or do we want some of us to go in and prepare? Or
We do this together, I think.
okay. So we walk in, and I imagine the Wandering Emperor is going to be very surprised to see Kaito and 2 Greasefangs. So I'm going to walk straight in, and I'm going to take the dead Greasefang body and just kind of put it on the floor in the center of the room in front of her desk.
All right. Would it be all right if we did a poll?
Sure.
All right. This is the poll.
Oh boy.
So at this point, audience, I would like for you to tell me what the Wanderer's reaction is to seeing multiple Greasefangs and a dead Greasefang. Right? We see two live Greasefangs and 1 dead Greasefang. Is that accurate?
Yeah, 1 live, 1 dead.
Okay. 1 live, 1 dead. Got it.
I don't believe Bianca or Airball transformed.
Got it. So I would like for you, audience, to tell me what you think the Emperor would do in this situation. Would the Emperor, no questions asked, execute the live Greasefang just to be safe? Would she send him to prison for the rest of his days? Would she shake hands with him, for example, or would she just say, would she shake hands with the group and say, your plan is great?
Were those 2 separate options? Shake hands with Greasefang or shake hands with the group? Like, is it possible
We could
she's
make
been
that
with
2
Greasefang
separate
all along?
options. Let's do that. Let's have it that Greasefang was undercover all along. And then the last one is, yes, the group's plan.
All right, so kill Greasefang, send him to jail, shake hands with the group, and says GG's to our plan. And then the other one is welcome Greasefang as one of her own.
And based on what the audience chooses, that does not mean, party, that your plan is going to be said no to. All I'm saying is that this is what her initial reaction would be.
Yeah, because we still can roll like convincing things, right?
Absolutely. You're still able to convince the Wanderer of the plan's veracity. So the Wanderer sees you walk in. She is standing at her desk. She sees the corpse of Greasefang splayed out on her nice carpet. And she sees the alive Greasefang, the very much alive Greasefang, standing in front of her, along with the 5 of you. Kaito enters last and leans on the door jamb and lets you all take the lead.
Okay. So currently, welcomes Greasefang as her own is the current leader.
Okay.
By 2 to 1. So
I think we propose our plan to her now, and then once we're done doing that, that's when we take the poll results and see what happens.
oh, that's true. Yeah, we can spend extra time. Okay. So all right, we caught Greasefang, but it was a heck of a hard time to get him here. It was really, really hard to dodge everybody trying to get him. I do not think you'll be able to keep Greasefang in prison, and I do not think, killing him will be good for you because there is a lot of people on Greasefang's side that will also revolt and be a huge pain in your butt. So we came up with a plan. We would like you to say we brought him in dead. We provided you with a copy body, a duplicate. So then we can smuggle Greasefang off the plane, and it won't be your fault that he was dead, and there won't be a body for anybody, or a live body for anybody to fight over.
This was your plan all along here, was to make this sort of shell game.
It was not our plan all along. It wasn't until we were attacked by a giant bear that we decided to get him out of Dodge. And then we were attacked by some octopus things, and we were attacked by some crazy assassins with tattoos that came to life and tried to kill us. And then we were attacked by a bunch of spirits.
What do you think about this, Kaito? Kaito in the back says, I think that their plan is better than your plan. The Wanderer looks at you and she says, so what would be done with him instead?
I would like to take him to Capenna, where I know he can be dealt with and controlled.
Go ahead and roll persuasion at advantage for me.
Natural 20 with a +4.
Natural 20 is a good one.
I think she's convinced.
So go ahead and tell me what the results of the poll are.
Right, so the results of the poll are currently tied between kill him and welcome as her own.
Interesting.
Classic Twitch chat.
They always find lethal.
So I think you would be the tiebreaker here, Ruben.
Yeah, fortunately, your natural 20 forces my hand a little bit here. So you can see the internal struggle. I wish you could see the internal struggle I was having. But the internal struggle that the Wanderer has looking at Greasefang, understanding the work and effort that your group put into capturing him, bringing him in, and also understanding the point that Jen made about how he's escaped from prison before. Why would he not just do that again? And all of this is occurring while she looks at Greasefang with equal measures of disdain and perhaps wistfulness or some amount of sympathy. And she looks at the group of you and she says, Greasefang is not only dangerous because he is a extremely crazed and chaotic gang leader. He's also dangerous because once upon a time, he worked with us, worked with the government, but became whatever it is he does now, became more dangerous, a rogue agent of some kind, and that was not going to be allowed to stand. And she makes eye contact with Greasefang at this point. And I don't think that it should stand, and I know that some amount of judgment needs to be levied. At this point, the spell Shadow Blade is familiar to you, and you see the Wanderer's Blade begin to appear in her hand. And it shimmers more with daylight than of dusk. And she slowly raises the blade and points it at Greasefang. And she says, Greasefang has done more damage to Kamigawa. As you all have witnessed, many people are upset with Greasefang for a number of reasons. He destabilizes the economy. He makes the politics difficult. The underworld moves at his beck and call. Furthermore, the spirits are upset with Greasefang for his necromantic activities, combining the energies of death and machines together. He is a bad influence. But, and at this point she lowers her blade, if he's gone from this plane, then he's not Kamigawa's problem anymore. And if you bring him to Capenna, you can guarantee that he will not cause Kamigawa more issues.
It will not cause Kamigawa more issues. And I can guarantee you my bosses will know just what to do with him.
I believe Greasefang is a natural pairing with Vigilant Angels from Capenna.
I am swayed. I'm swayed by this argument. Greasefang, I sentence you to exile from Capenna. You step another foot on this plane of existence, and you will be eliminated. Is that understood? Greasefang says, "Hey, loud and clear. I'm done with this stupid fucking place."
That's our one F-bomb for PG-13, right?
Yeah, there we go. Wanderer sheathes her blade and extends a hand to you, Jen.
I will shake it.
Well done. Plane jumpers, you've all done a excellent service. And I'll be sure to submit a good review.
Our Yelp review. So
Yeah.
we got you this Greasefang decoy body. You can say that he died in transport. We were attacked by a lot of things. Probably those spirits. You can say they did it. And then there's no heat on you from any of his allies, and everything should be in the clear for you at this point.
Yeah, we'll have to come up with some sort of cover story. Kaito at this point will say we can come up with something that will keep you all in the clear, just in case your names were to come up. They don't have to come up.
Great. I figured you're the government. I figured you can make something up.
We should be able to handle that.
All right. Well.
Thank you for your words. And I believe I owe you some payment. And she picks up a small chest that was sitting on her desk. It looks like almost like a puzzle box, sort of a cube shape. And she presents it to one of you.
All right. I'm the one shaking your hand, so I assume I'll take it. I'll open it up and see what's inside.
The payment as promised. Not just credits, but in fact coin, gold coin that is good on any plane of existence.
Okay. How much?
I believe the deal was 100 apiece, so 400 gold, if I recall correctly.
All right. I will give all of that to you guys. I will not take any of it. You guys can both, all three of you guys can take equal shares of that.
So 133 or 134, I suppose.
Yep. I got my prize. Okay. I just wanted Greasefang.
Now, before you head off to Capenna, I understand that some of you may have some questions about either what has been done here or greater questions of the multiverse. And since I have a moment before you need to go to your next assignment, if you have any questions, I'm here to answer.
What did Greasefang do when he worked with the government?
He was a operative within the gang underworld. He was investigating illicit trade of goods that are extremely dangerous and could destabilize this plane. Yes, you in the back.
Why is his gang paying people with Phyrexian oil?
At this, she looks at Greasefang and says, "You son of a..."
Uh-oh.
The oil was part of the investigation. That's something that could destabilize the plane. Who did... Do you know who he paid with this? Who he traded with this?
We believe it was his contact, his weapons contact. So I think he traded it for weapons from Fraley's. Is that it?
It was Falish, but Falish
Falish.
wasn't the one who made the exchange. It was an in-between at that restaurant.
But it was for
Somebody from that
for the
restaurant.
weapon that she had for him, right? We
Yeah.
tracked the weapon, and then whoever brought him the weapon took away the oil. So I'm guessing Falish, I mean, I'm sure she wants payment for it, so I assume it was
Falish
her
is
or a
involved.
contact.
Yeah.
We don't have the complete picture.
No, and I don't either. Well, I would like for more detail, but unfortunately, my hands are tied at this moment, I think, in terms of getting that out of Greasefang. I would have to keep an eye out for this Falish character. I think I have some intel.
Well,
But I would keep an eye out for future instances of this oil. It's extremely dangerous, and don't touch it.
okay. If you need any help, you can always give us a call.
I definitely will do that. I think that you can expect to hear from me in the future.
We're basically the Ghostbusters. We literally just killed them all. Real quick side note as well, chat is mentioning in sort of a consensus-y manner is that Greasefang's actually a girl, which we've been talking about for the last 8 episodes and nobody said before, so that's kind of interesting. Little late to backtrack that, but
I did not know that.
I
did
didn't
not
either.
know that.
Our version isn't.
Yeah, this is the universe where that's not true. That's the MTG multiverse.
I missed that in the lore.
So, shout out to all the female characters. I would love to have more of them. We didn't write that out on purpose. I also thought Greasefang was a guy, so oops.
Yeah, I messed that up. But we can fix that now. Greasefang smiles and she says, "Well, I guess I'll be seeing you later."
All right, so portal, anyone?
Yep. The Wanderer gives each of you individual thanks and says, "Jen, I'm entrusting you with the transport of Greasefang to your plane." And I believe that would. I'm not sure that exactly what lies in store for you there, but I'm sure that you'll be able to find some amount of jobs to be able to complete for the Planeswalker consortium. Well
Under
done.
control.
Bianca, she walks up to you and she says, "You've done amicably and done very well. I've not had opportunity to deal with many Leonin, but the few that I've gotten to deal with have been steadfast and trustworthy, and you are no different."
Thank you.
She will walk up to Varian. I trust that I know that you have a little bit of a darkness about you that many. I don't know everyone's backstories, and everyone's backstories are their own to keep. But I can tell that you have some amount of pain within you, and I know that you've done something good here, and so hopefully that will alleviate some of the weight on your soul.
I brood.
Classic. He's a lot like you. And she looks at Kaito in the back.
Takes a chomp of beef jerky at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Walks up to Airball and says, "You are an enigma in many ways. You are from here, right?"
Correct.
But you don't wish to stay.
I was forged in the Warfleet and pledged loyalty to an admiral who no longer commands my respect. But I have found a new family. I have found a new crew that I wish to follow to Capenna.
That's a perfect answer. Well done, all four of you. And good luck on your next adventures. And using her blade, she slices open a portal that, on the other side of which, emerges into a dark alley with skyscrapers and fire escapes and puddles of rain emerging into a new plane of existence.
All right. So I'm going to look at all of them and kind of motion towards the portal and say, you guys are going to love this. The music, the halo, it's great. And then I start to head towards it, expecting kind of everybody to move with me.
I don't move.
What's wrong? Come on, let's go, guys.
I creak and lumber along forward with you.
I was willing to go along with your plan. I was willing to go to the end here, but New Capenna is not the place for me. There's nothing for me there. I don't need money or power. I know that these things are very valuable to you, but I am a lot more interested right now in future training and trying to become more skilled at what I do. I think I need to go elsewhere to do that.
Varian?
I also have some things to figure out, and I think I may have met somebody who knows the answer. Give a look at Kaito. So I need to spend more time here.
Okay. Well, I guess it's up to me and you, Airball. Ready to take Greasefang to New Capenna?
Let's do it.
All right. Through the portal.
So as Greasefang, Greasefang, Jen, and Airball walk through the Wanderer's portal into New Capenna, you can look behind you and see your compatriots remain in the Wanderer's office. Kaito approaches Varian and says, "You want to come along?"
Yes. While I
Great.
brood.
Aw, cute.
We'll have some interesting adventures, but we don't have to tell anybody about them. And then the Wanderer will be like, "Don't get into too much," and then you both disappear.
All right.
From the office. And the Wanderer walks up to Bianca and says, "Do you wish to stay here as well, or do you wish to go somewhere else?"
I wish to stay here for now. I feel someone needs to keep an eye on Varian.
Well,
But maybe that there are some people I can learn from here. I had an interesting encounter with a snake druid.
yes, the Jukai would definitely be good teachers. They're in good hands, she calls through the portal. And the portal closes behind Airball and Jen. And now 3 of you stand in the alley in New Capenna. Greasefang says, "So, what's there to eat?" And I guess that's where we'll call it a season.
Close scene, fade to black. What is there to eat? So real quick, for those of you guys who were curious, the last little bit here was slightly scripted. I did know that Bianca and Varian's characters are going to be taking a season break, but we want to, the whole point of this Degens and Dragons show is that we can have different Degen members come in and out of different seasons whenever it fits into their schedule. So their characters will likely be back for future planes. It's going to very much depend on their schedule, and their characters are always very much welcome back. So we do have Airball and me returning for the next season, and we have 2 new Degens stepping into the light with new characters that we will meet on Capenna. And those content creators are Astral's Flame and Veggie Wagon, which I know you guys all adore. So I hope you guys will see us for season 2, which will start in like 3-ish weeks.
Yay! Good game, everybody.
Yep. Thanks for having us on.
I hope that was fun.
Thank you
Really
guys
was.
so much for playing.
Yeah.
It was
And if
really
you
fun.
ever, if the 2 of you want to do another adventure on Kamigawa, that's like a one-off, we can probably figure that out too. The last little bit for me is everyone's level 3 now.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yay!
Do we have to do a thing?
You don't have to do the thing now. You can do the thing going into your next season or episode.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
cool.
It also could
Just
be
write a
possible that you guys can pop in for an episode should like the storyline allow. Maybe we'll hit you guys up. Or if you're
Absolutely.
like, hey, my time has opened up, we would love to bring you guys back in. Just let us know.
Okay,
All right.
cool.
All right. That's the end of our episode, guys. Thank you so very, very much for watching. Don't forget you can support the episode and help us run more by checking out cool stuff. Use the link and code below for 5% off. It lets them know that we sent you and lets them know they should definitely keep sponsoring our episodes. Thanks again, guys. We'll see you next time. Bye.